Morning, good morning. And y'all late this morning. Good morning, Miss Monet, Miss Wallace, Miss Brown, Mr. Lee, my man, Miss Austin. Even though y'all late, I forgive you. That's the kind of person I am. I am a forgiving individual. I'm a forgiving individual. What I want to do is run a replay because what I did on Saturday, I don't know if y'all went back and listened to the replay from this book, was probably it was powerful. Did anybody go back and listen to the replay? Well, I know y'all gonna see. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Just in case you did, I really want to do this again because when Grover, he gets, I kind of feel like he's more of a, I said this too, like a quieter, more professional Damon Dash. So, which means he gets in your ear and he hits you hard with his information. And Dame, his problem is how he presents it, even though his stuff is right. Tim Grover's kind of like that too. He's like an older, I just put it that way, older Dame Dash. He don't, argue with you and all that, but the way he presents his stuff is almost like it's like he holding you just, So let me hold you and let me do this again because I know we need to hear this. Well, let me say it this way. I'm being selfish this morning. I need to hear it. So let's go. I'm coming from the book again. If you got the book on page 5, I'm deeper into that, but this part here is mostly highlighted. So, and I'm jumping in kind of in the middle of the paragraph, but he says, but if you can stay with it, you can survive the battlefield of your mind. And that again, I got to come back and say, everything is won and lost here in our thoughts. When we wake up, everything that shows up with us, everything that can affect us is there to come after us. And I was trying to think as I was talking. Somebody had a series called Battlefield of the Mind. It might have been a pastor, somebody's talking about it. But if you can tolerate the fear and the doubt and the loneliness, women would like a word with you. If you can tolerate that, if you can deal with that silence, the loneliness, the doubt, all those things that attack you when you start separating from the norm, when you start separating from your friends and all the other activities that you do, like when you start stop watching all the television that you watch. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I guess I'm saying that's what happened to me. This is what happened to me when I stopped doing all that. And I stopped being around all the guys that I knew. And that doubt came in like, fool, okay, what if what you doing not gonna work? Then all them friends you've been around for a while, they're gonna laugh at you if you come back to them, or they probably be laughing and watching you. And you got to deal with that. Because every day that I stop being around them, or I stop doing everything that to focus on what I'm focusing on. So if you stop doing all that and you focusing on your trading, or you focusing on building a team, that's going to be it's going to be lonely, because and can you deal with it? That's the question. I know you got to be able to deal with it. He says, winning is the ultimate gamble on yourself. The difference between dreaming about what could be and actually living it. So winning drives you forward. Every time you advance, you can hear the steel bars. This is powerful. I didn't hear steel bars, but well, what he said, I feel like is true. Clank, shut behind you. They are real and they are earned. Now you can't go back. You can't go back. Only ahead. You can't unlearn what you've learned. You can't unfeel what you felt. That's why I always said, if a person joins a network marketing business, or any business, any sales business, or and you have training, personal development, mindset, mental toughness. If you have all that training, I always said this. Now, first of all, a lot of companies don't have this, so that's a different story. But if you do, if you get a taste of this for like 6-7 months, you're in trouble, because you can't unlearn what you learned. You can't erase it from your mind. You can't delete it. And so when you're sitting around doing jack, or just watching television and all that, it's going to attack you. It's going to come to you and say, why are you doing that? That's crazy. You need to be doing something productive. It ain't going to go away. I'm telling you, it's going to attack you. It's like, if you really into this, it's like you're going to have to find a book to read. You're going to have to be able to do something. Well, I'm not saying you're going to have to. I'm saying it's going to hit you so hard and make you feel so guilty about your situation. Now, if you never heard any of this, that's different. But once you hear it, you can't erase it. Once you hear, because even now, when you hear it and you're doing something that's wasting your time or something stupid, you stop kind of, or you at least it haunts you. You kind of say, well, I need to do something else. I can't be sitting here with y'all. I can't be talking to y'all. I gotta, if you're really getting this stuff, you say, I can't, let me stop. Let me stop. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy some things that you have fun with people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But I'm saying most of the stuff has to stop because you can't move forward. He says, winning never lies, but it always hides the truth. It tells you everything you want is so close to you and then laughs at it as it slams the door in your face. It tells you all your goals and dreams are impossible. Now, don't you hear that? Not just from people, from you. I'm telling you, when you by yourself and you thinking about everything you've talked about and everything that you want, that little man over here is saying, come on, Mr. Lee, you know you ain't. Man, all that stuff you talking about, can't do that. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. And then you start thinking about your progress and you might not have the progress yet. That is to try to stop you from even progressing. And it's always my mentor used to say, the dogs may bark, but the caravan moves on. The dogs may bark, but the caravan moves on. And I'm like, it took me a minute, but I got it. You have to keep moving. You can't let it slow you down. You can't let that attack come after you. You got to keep moving. It tells you all your goals or dreams are impossible and then taunts you to keep going. One more step to an uncertain destination that might not even be there. All your goals, your vision board, and it taunts you that you got all that stuff on that board. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. This is the reality of tackling something or going after something that's outside of the norm. Even if it was inside the norm, well, there are probably some things inside too, but I'm just saying outside the box, because you're not going to get, the rah-rah support from everybody outside. Now that's one of the things. And you're not going to get the support from the inside of you because it's telling you the programming that you have to stay in that box is telling you, what are you doing? Get back in line. Get back in line. Come on back over here. You trying to trade? Man, you better go trade some baseball cards. That ain't you trying to trade. You trying to build a team. You hear these things. They're coming after you. Winning is craziness. What was the crazy people? I think that was it. The commercial. with Steve Jobs. Winning, it doesn't sleep and it doesn't understand why you do. You know, you get at night, you get those thoughts about you should have been doing something else, or you need to be doing this now. Why you know, it won't let you kind of get the sleep that you need. It won't let you, because it's always something coming in your ear about something you need to do. Now, here's the thing. If none of these things are happening to you, I don't know what you're doing. Good morning, Miss Hardy and Mr. White. I don't know what you're doing if you're not getting these attacks. All these should be coming after you. It refuses to share time or space with others in your life, like a jealous lover who demands all of you and gets it. It's a driving obsession that looks irrational to others, but it should be perfect to you. Irrational to others. Irrational to others. It holds you up to the sun and watches you burn. It holds you up to the sun and watches you burn. If you manage to reach the top, winning will be there to greet you with open arms, just before it pushes you off the ledge to make room for somebody else. You know, you get your victory for a few minutes. Now it's time to keep going. You know, in this book, Winning, he's talking to people who really, really have the obsession to go for it. You know, as I read it more and more, this might be kind of hard for a person who's just kind of, you know, playing with trying to go for their goals. Whatever goals you have, you should be going for your goals, whatever goals you have, and however you're going to get it. But I'm just saying, it's not giving the typical person who says, you know, he's not talking to them, because, you know, the average person would say, well, you know, he kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? You listen to it, he is kind of hard. But the people who are going for it and really going for whatever their goal is, it shouldn't be hard. This shouldn't sound hard or either harsh. It shouldn't. Stuff nasty. But I'm drinking it. Like if this kind of makes you feel in any kind of way like he's harsh or something like that, it's your ultimate reality check, a scorching reminder of who you really are and who you're pretending to be. Man, it's a reality check for who you are and who you're pretending to be. And forces you to reconcile the difference. Winning is the lover who takes you to paradise all night long and disappears before morning. It's the dream you can't remember when you wake up. Winning is unapologetic. You can be replaced. You will be replaced. You know, he also says you can't buy a map to the top. If you could, everyone would be there. He says that the top 10 to success, the top 15 to happiness, the top 20, he says, you know, it's all right. It's all right, but he said if that was the answer to success, then everybody would be there, because there it is. You know, you got the 10 things you need to do. And if that was the case, everybody would be there. Now, he says it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. But I got to dig deeper into that, because I think most people just not doing the steps. I don't think most people do the steps. Most of us, me included, most of us. Everything I say is about me. The steps to winning are infinite and constantly shifting. One minute you see a step in front of you, the next moment it is quicksand. The next moment it is quicksand. Most people don't see that step disappear until it's too late. They get sucked into the quicksand and give up. Winning doesn't care if you walk up the steps, anyone can do it. It wants to know what happens when you miss that step. Your winning is sitting back looking at you like, okay, you missed the step, you broke your ankle, you mad. Now what? You gonna keep going? Or that's it for you? You gonna check out? Or is that it? You lost all your money? What you gonna do? You check out? You gonna keep going? You know, winning is like, it's like another person just looking at you like, what you gonna do? It wants to know what happens when you miss that step. When you can't see or feel what's in front of you. When you have to trust yourself and believe what you feel, not what you see. When you have to trust yourself and believe what you feel, not what you see. Sometimes it takes those steps one at a time, sometimes two at a time. Some days you feel so good you want to sprint. Other days you're crawling on your hands and knees, gasping for breath and wishing you had never started this race. But the problem with that, if you quit the race, well, not quit. Yeah, when I say quit, I mean quit altogether. I'm not saying, because you can reach your goals maybe 100 different ways, but I'm saying if you quit going for your goals, that's what I'm saying. I've seen people, like I said, you can get your, like, for example, when I started umpteen years ago, my goal, my main goal, my number one goal was to help take care of my mother. Because my father had passed, and and he even said that to you, gotta help take care of your mother. So I didn't want her to miss a beat in whatever was happening. I was going to be the financial guy. I told my sister she's going to be the person who talked to her every day, because I can't talk to her every day. But whatever needs she had, it was that I would take care of it. So that's the goal. Now, however I get it. So when I say quit, I mean, don't quit on your goal. You might have to do extra stuff. You might have to do something different. You might have to do, if you're not learning fast enough to trade, you might have to do something part-time. You might, as you go along, you might have, you got to hit the goal. I'm saying it might take 4 or 5 different ways to do it, but you got to go for it. So when I say quit, I'm saying if you quit going for the goal, I'm not saying if you quit a business or you quit your part-time job to do something else, if you quit, that's not quitting to me. Quitting is when you forget the goal altogether. Now, if your goal is only to learn how to trade, and then you quit that, yeah, that's quitting. Because that's your goal. That's where you should be. You can't, if that's your goal. Some people's goals might be, 2 cars, 2 houses, 2 big flat screen TVs, 2 big leather sofas. That could be your goal. Now, in that way, you can get that 100 different ways. See, I need an amen on that. Hey, church got to give me an amen on that. I don't think you heard me. I really don't. But let us move on. Okay, I got 2 amens. All right. You will slip, tumble, and lose everything you just gained. You have to start over. That's me. That's me. And when you finally make progress, more steps to climb, pebble in your shoe, a blister on your toe, your lungs want to explode every day, every damn day. He said those 10 steps in that book would be nice. He don't believe it to be effective, though. Every day. Now, let me say this too. It's kind of based on, a lot of it is based on how you operating in life, meaning that it's a different story. It's almost like where did it's like we got to look at where you came from to see if there's advancement, meaning that somebody might come from a wealthy family or wealthy family, meaning you good, you got money, you might, that's a different story when somebody's coming from nothing to move up and they have nothing behind them to support them. And really, if you're in a business and you have absolutely nothing else financially, that's the tax that started to happen, really, because you're saying, I'm gonna make this thing happen on my own without any kind of support. That's a whole different ball game, though. So, all right, I'm sorry I was late this morning, but y'all came on. I might be Thursday. I might not be. I think I got an early flight. I think it's Thursday. It might be next week. I got to look and see, but just kind of putting you on notice for that. All right. All she wrote. The pen. I still ain't found my pencil. What did I do with my pencil? Hold on. Is it in here? Nope. Well, pen and the pencil broke. Don't be shocked if I pop back on today. I got to be ready.